Hello, this is it, November 8th, 2016, Election Day. And look where feminism has gotten us as men. I know a lot of the MGTOW videos, men going your own way, are about the individual's perspective. The individual's perspective on life. What has happened to them, how they view the world themselves, their roles, and women in it. What has happened to us as a species? Oh, yeah. You know, I wake up every day and I go, you know, this is going to be a great fucking day. I have the penis. Can't be stopped. What a great feeling. But look what happens when we step back and we stop looking at just ourselves. When we stop being self-centered and we really examine where we've been and where we've come to. You know, men as a culture, men as the force, the dominating force on the planet. I know as soon as I start talking to people about what men have done, they love to go fucking negative. And this is part of the feminist attack. Right off the bat, you get it. You get a fucking earful. Oh, men fight wars. They're so bad. They're evil. Oh, Hitler was a man and Stalin was a man. Yeah, wars have happened. But we're not living in caves anymore, are we? That means men have done some pretty astounding things. In addition to protecting the sorry asses of ungrateful bitches who don't have the wherewithal, the strength, the fortitude, the will, or the guts to fight to the death. Women are the prize of war. They're the booty in a figurative and literal sense. But when we look where we were, out in the wild, took a cave from a bear, or hollowed a hole out and made a home, with his strength, with his desire, with his will, with his brains, looking and understanding that would benefit him in some way. And then all the way through history, being a man has served mankind and helped women along the way. It has made the world a better place. And with the advent, or the coming of the Industrial Revolution, it improved the standard of living for people of the West, and it's trickled down to everyone else. But it got to a point where no matter how good it got, women had to complain and ask for more. It was never good enough for them. It was never good enough for them. And I'm talking about not individually, but culturally. It wasn't enough. Oh, you want a house? You want some appliances? You want the right to vote? You know, you want property rights? Okay, yeah, we're all created equal, fine, you get all that stuff. It's never good enough. Then they ask for more. They want everything a man has, women want. And where has that gotten us? Where has feminism taken us? Where has it led? Has it led to anything better for men? Apart from women freeing themselves from the social restraint of not being sluts, right? They were socially restrained by what other people thought of them if they had low sexual morals. That is, they would sleep around and sleep often with other men. Men could say, well, that's a benefit that we've gotten, you know, is the ability to get pussy. Well, really, has that helped? You know, it's arguable. I think it's just caused more problems. I think the ease of getting sex has just caused men to chase women all the harder and try and satisfy and please them all the more. But where has feminism gotten us? Today is Election Day in 2016. There is a woman who is a presidential candidate. And there's a good damn chance the bitch is gonna win. Now, what has that done for us as men? Well, as MGTOW, it's helped expose the hypocrisy of women. on a national level, on a societal, cultural level. We all see it in play. We see her hypocrisy, her double standards, the catch-22 of there's no way to answer the bitch, to deal with the subject, right? If you're for her, oh, you're a fucking pandering fool. You can't win that way, can you guys? If you're against her, you're a sexist bastard, right? You know, you're supposed to give them what they want. So let's give Hillary what she wants. As her husband Bill says, it's Hillary's turn now. Let's not disappoint her. That's where feminism has taken this. It has taken the argument of, the old argument of what is a man's place in the world and his role, and how does he accomplish the goal, the task, the mission. And same with women. What is her goal? What is her task? What is her mission? What is her purpose? And it's taken those arguments completely off the table and just said whatever a man can do, a woman can do, and probably better too, right? And it's become this challenge for feminist women to push women in general into our world, into our roles, and compete with us. And look what it's done for us. Men are not stronger or better for it. And I'm going to argue that it hasn't done a damn bit of good for women either. It's caused them nothing but pain and suffering. Pain and suffering. Because the shoe does not fit it. And I know that that's a really unpopular position with feminists. And I don't care what they like. See, I've gone my own way. Just like you guys have. Whatever way that is, it's your choice. You have the penis. You decide for yourself. Feminism has taken us down a road where it's wrong to be a man. Where you have to be self-deprecatory. You have to give up being a man and put yourself down. Feminism has led us to where one of the ultimate hypocrites, the ultimate feminists, is now running for the White House. And she's exposed exactly what feminism is about. It's about special privileges for all women. It's about hypocrisy being accepted. It's about the superiority of having a vagina and the inferiority over being a man. It is unprecedented, the level of feminist ideology in Hillary. And we see it. She can do no wrong, and she can lie about it. She can lie about lying. As men, especially men who are experienced with women, when you see what Hillary represents, what she's doing, I want to scream, can't everyone else see this the way I do? In completeness. The complexity of the problem is enormous, but also the answer and the solution is simple. And that is for men to start acting like men and stop apologizing for being men. They are getting to the point where they are making it illegal to be men. It's becoming prohibited by law to have masculine characteristics, masculine qualities. We are punished socially, and we're now being punished professionally in our jobs. Because special preference is still given to women as if they're less. And that's who gets special preferences, by the way. Those are created for the underclassed. Special preferences are created for those who need help. Well, if women are the equal to men, why do they get special preferences? Why do they get special help? Why are we still doing things for them that they should be doing for themselves? Well, the fact is they can't. They cannot compete. They cannot keep up. They are not the equal of men. They are less than men in the ways that men are. That is why they get special help. And that is why Hillary's where she's at. She has gotten special help the whole way. And what does she do to real women? What does she do to all women? She has exposed feminism for what it is. It is complete, utter, total selfishness at the expense of everyone around them, period. When Bill Clinton was sexually assaulting, groping, using, sodomizing, whatever he does to women, and Hillary enabled him. You know, and it had nothing to do with standing by your man. It had everything to do with her thirst for power, wealth, control, prestige. She was married to the president. She couldn't monkey branch her way up. She knew that if she divorced Bill, it would end her career in politics, in power. She would be relegated to dealing with the National Organization of Women for her political clout and her voice. Instead, she stood by Bill, stood on his shoulders, used him, his name, his prestige, so that she could get to where she's at today as running for president of the United States for the Democrat Party. She used Bill the whole way, and she used other women the whole way. She fucking steps on them and shits on them when they get in her way. And then she'll use them to her advantage when that works as well. She likes to talk about how she's a grandmother and a mother and she loves children and it takes a fucking village, right? All the nurturing bullshit, which she doesn't fucking believe. And then she acts like a man when she can get away with it. She gets angry. She's condescending and arrogant. She acts like she's got a lot of power. You know what Hillary Clinton is? She's a decrepit, sick, little twisted cunt. Period. When you take her away and you take her down from this huge cultural icon and you set her on the ground, get her off that fucking pedestal, she's never created anything. All she's done is hurt and steal, and that is where feminism has gotten her. She is a thief. She is a criminal. She is a liar, a hypocrite, a user of men and women. And that is exactly what she is. And that, my friends, my brothers, that is where feminism has gotten us. It has taken women out of their true roles and turned them into vile creatures. Vile creatures. Women out there, whatever type of women you are, if you're still watching this, that is where Hillary has taken it. She has exposed the goal of feminism. It is to get as much power and money as you can at the expense of everyone else. That is precisely what it is. In order to, here's one more example. Emails are coming out. WikiLeaks emails are being released. And as the president candidate, trying not to lose the election, she lied about where the leaks were coming from, Russia, and even threatened to go to war and use economic sanctions, another form, financial war, in order to cover her bullshit lies and criminality. When you think about that, men, she's willing to put this entire nation and then individual men in harm's way in order to protect her legacy and her power. That is where feminism has taken us. We need to lose feminism. We need to destroy feminism. Not fucking women and having kids is going to have an effect. But this country is going to be overrun by those who are willing to have a lot of kids. And their ideology is not going to be in line with yours, with the exception of having lots of kids and lots of little masculine men. The rest of their ideology is going to be different. And it won't be the destruction of the species. It'll be the destruction of the rest of your culture and a supplantation by one that is foreign to us now. And guess what? I'm talking about radical Islam. And feminists kowtow to that. They won't say a thing against it. Because they know they can't defeat it. And so they pretend like it's not even there. The 500, 600, 1,000-pound gorilla in the room, they totally ignore it. At the same time, they empower it. We as men need to defeat feminism and put it in its place as a relic of stupidity, ignorance, and just outright tomfoolery to fuck with our society to this degree, to screw with our culture to this degree, and to destroy the lives of men, real men, the way they have. I'm not saying there aren't powerful, intelligent women out there in business. If they are, let them stand on their own 2 feet. But quit using feminism as the tool in the destruction of men to get there. You know, I love thinking about these subjects. And today, November 8th, 2016, we're going to see if Hillary succeeds. You're going to watch. Watch. If it's a close race or Trump is winning, watch the hypocrisy that comes out of her mouth. The lies, the threats. We're going to have to watch. Today is going to be an eye-opening day. And if you're watching this after the election, November 9th, 10th, 11th, it doesn't matter, you'll see it in hindsight. This is John, host of MGTOW is Freedom. I have the penis. You have the penis. Step up, start acting like man, defeat feminism in whatever capacity and fashion you can. Have a good day.